Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die Presents Enter the Dungeon, episode 45. I'm your DM and host Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew, Adam, Ahmed, and Mark. How is everyone doing on this fine Thursday evening?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
I am rapidly trying to stitch a character sheet together from hopes essences. This is about the hackiest hack and slash bit of work I've done in a while.
Good. Glad you're all prepared and ready to go.
Oh, this has to be
because you must.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
There we go. A little bit of Baldur's Gate to brighten our day. Okay. How was everyone's Thursday?
It was Thursday.
It was Thursday for Mark. How about you, Ahmed?
We got shit on by snow, so I spent the shit on myself.
So no, it's funny. I get on here and I'm like, so guys, ask like a simple question, and Adam snaps back, he's like, shut the hell up. I'm like, oh, I guess you had a bad Thursday, huh?
Yeah.
It was the timer's not counting. The timer's ticking
timer's
down.
not counting. What's going on? No, today was interesting. I got thrown by a guy who's 6'5", and my timer was off. So, you know how long by instinct you're going to hit the ground? This guy, no, it was like a good half second more. So I overcompensated and landed sideways, face first kind of thing. I'm fine, though.
Really, he took the worst of it,
Yeah, you should see the other guy.
He pulled something in his hip or something.
I'm so tense.
Yeah, I walked away funny, but I was good. No, it's good. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Mark, snow, Ahmed, hip, Adam, spells.
Easy.
Got it. Spells. Get the spells.
I'm almost done. Maybe. Like that.
This weekend, what did I do? I rewatched Blade Runner, the original, and then I watched the newer Blade Runner. And Blade Runner is there is such awesome world building in that movie, and it's about the creations of humanity in their struggle to be human while the rest of humanity is off doing something else. What was the scene that struck me when they're in the second movie and they go to Las Vegas and they're in the room where, they're not gambling, but it's entertainment, and there's malfunctioning holograms of Elvis and other singers. So it was like the ruins of a time when it was high tech and they were romanticizing the past. And I thought that was just as a world building nerd, I'm like, that is such an awesome scene where you've portrayed something very futuristic in a manner that the audience can relate to, but it's also in the context of shit's been broken down and this is no longer valid tech for the time. It was good. Anyways, nerdy movie Marty this weekend, basically. Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? I did type up. Yeah, much happened last game, which we called tea time. The party makes a hasty retreat from the fiendish casino realm back to Runerak. There, they teleport to Hamlet to discover that Lord Mayor Byrne has been kidnapped along with ancient scrolls related to the Temple of Elemental Evil. Shadow is put in chains as the time of the Blood Moon draws near. The party retreats to the relative safety of the workshop outside of time. I don't know why I'm over-enunciating the nouns, but it's fun. The three elven hags. It's picturing the Star Wars scroll where it's like, why are those in caps? Okay, the three elven hags perform a ceremony that reunites Alkur's fractured mind, body, and soul. The last act they would perform in this age. Krieger trains with Otis, who reveals his secret identity. Ali prepares tea from the soul petals of the Orchid of the Resurrector for the remaining heroes who gain knowledge and powers long forgotten.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is Ali saying you're welcome.
Yeah.
I thought for a second it was Ahmed. I'm like, yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was
we couldn't do this without you, man. Oh, funny. I was gonna say something mean, but I decided not to. Like a couple of no, that's really mean. I like Ahmed. Why would I say that?
And I know what
Oh, but the least mean thing that went through my head was one of the few times, counting on one hand, that we were recognized, like at a con or something like that, was very early on. Somebody said, "Oh, you're the guy who has the sleeping players." And I'm like, "Oh god." I'm like, yes. Yes. I just kind of sat there in my seat sheepishly. So
they've been playing for 15 years.
yeah, I know. Oh, funny.
Our games are 10 hours.
10 hours working schedules with kids, and yeah. That's funny. Okay. Love ya, Ahmed. All right, so we will resume in the workshop out of time with people. Some people more different than others after drinking their tea. I think Alkur and Darian undergoing the most physical changes, whereas Krieger, Bone Crusher, and Shadow's changes a little more subtle. Oskar appears to be just the goddamn same. And Ptolemy, it feels like there's like a weird energy growing inside of Ptolemy now, as he flickers like all the colors of a peacock.
I realize that I'm not prepared, but I just like to make a note to whomever, maybe a game designer, could be listening. When you have a class that gives you extra spell slots that require to use specific types of spells, having spells in the system that can possibly fill those spell slots certainly helps. Because there's 3 circles of spells where I can't find a single goddamn divination spell to shove in there. There's none. Can't heighten nothing. I'll find something. Anyways, just to the universe.
Don't worry, they're coming out with extra books. Everything will be okay. Because more rules has never gone wrong. More rules and options rapidly produced. Oh, that feels like so third ed. There's a bunch of source books with rules in it. All right, Krieger comes out from the back. Otis's form seems to have diminished, and he's kind of like hiding now in the back room next to his anvil. Alkur's been running around, changing form and having conversations. Merowyn's sprite is in the back room where the hags used to be and is sort of sobbing.
We fixed your mom. I absorbing her. Oh, there's a moral something there.
All right, so let's have a quick glance at the date. The date on summer 58, you raided the Earth node, the Fire node, you did Kevin's surgery, you took the trip to the casino, and you had tea time. So basically, that day is done. We are now in the time of the Blood Moon. You guys rest after regaining your new powers. Crusher and the Alkur, or the Trialkur, or
the Triumvirate.
The Triumvirate, or the Triad. The party's still whispering and coming up with names for you.
They are jealous of my power.
Ptolemy sleeping dreams of some cult leader just muttering to himself in his sleep. Yes, I'm. Follow me.
So, any chance they can come back here?
Oscar's talking to Darian.
Sorry, any chance that you come back here?
We're coming back here.
Well, I can't say for sure. Kind of depends on how this goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably depends on how this goes. Would you, I gotta go to the little Dwarf's room.
Does Adam really need to go? Oh no. I was gonna say we had a countdown, man.
Speaking about it.
Oscar's going to sneak away, and then he's going to try to pilfer the Afridi's lamp.
Okay.
Let's collect the goodies.
All right. So you end up climbing this this series of shelves that contain glass and other knickknacks and things from throughout the ages. Give me first a stealth check.
Alright.
This is against the DCs of your party's perception checks, which I will look at in the combat sheet, which I'm sure are all up to date.
They are not.
Yep.
Not for mine.
Nope, not for me either. God.
Look at that! I haven't updated Ptolemy since 14th level. You're not the only one that is guilty.
Alright. So Oscar gets a 44, and he only fails on a critical fail.
So that means the DC would have to be 54 for that to fail. Okay.
It beats my guys.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's perception is that high, although Ptolemy's is really increased.
Yeah, I'll find combat sheet. Just have to see upgrading.
Okay. Second thing I need is a climb check, because it is a. It's way up there.
Way up there. We don't want to knock stuff off. Ah! So. Okay. 25?
25. Yeah, it's not a difficult climb, but you could have screwed it up.
That could have been better.
Yep. And then
sorry, 26. Not that it makes a difference. Sorry.
so you end up stealthing up to the item without anyone seeing it, and then I guess like a thievery check to kind of get rid of the item and without really anyone noticing.
Okay, I'm just going to take a look at what Legendary Thief says.
Did you want a perception check?
No, that's not how the system works.
It's versus a DC.
Okay.
And Oscar's really good at hiding.
I kind of like this setting DCs by adding 10 to your thing, and it's a thing that we might drag back over to first E.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of optimizations that we can pilfer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary Thief. Okay, so you can. This is like you can steal stuff that people are using and a bunch of stuff. Okay, it just says you can steal basically anything.
Where are
alright.
my pants?
You're a legendary thief, okay?
I am a legendary thief. So what this it's so explicit. So the description is your ability to steal defies belief. You can attempt to steal something that is actively wielded or that would be extremely noticeable or time-consuming to remove, like worn shoes or armor.
Steal someone's armor?
Just the paladin thinks he's wearing full plate and he's just missing his breastplate. I'm gonna steal his cod piece.
So you must do so slowly and carefully, spending at least 1 minute, significantly longer for items that are normally time-consuming or moved like armor. Throughout this duration, you must have a means of staying hidden, such as cover, darkness, or a bustling crowd. You take a -5 penalty on your thievery check. Even if you succeed, the item is if the item is extremely prominent, like a suit of full plate. The onlookers will quickly notice that it's gone after you steal it. But it's like atkins to your pants.
Hilarious. Okay, so yeah, give me a thievery check.
46.
Okay, so what Oskar did while he was up there is he nicked another item that is kind of bronze and would look like the lamp sitting up on the high shelf from somebody down below, and you kind of switched out those two items, so anyone down below who looks up to see if the lamp is still there has to beat DC 56 to really notice that it's gone.
Because 46. I don't. That's plus 10.
Oh yes, yeah, okay, yeah. So 46. So to like. First, they'd have to be suspicious enough to go, hey, is the lamp still there?
Actively look at it.
Yeah. So you kind of position it. You're like, yeah, it's not even the exact same shape as a lamp. It's just roughly like a little bronze pot that had like a plant in it, and you just kind of
the right color.
Yep, just the right color. All right, Oskar, you have the Aphrides lamp on your person. Mark that on your character sheet, and then you manage to climb back down. Then you come back at a little dwarves room, doing up your pants, and no one is the wiser.
Freeze. Guy can make wishes happen. Sorta.
Okay. Does Darian and Oskar continue their conversation, or was that just...
Oh, Oskar walked away, so...
Yeah.
Darian's kind of mulling over the fact I just got wings, and we're gonna go to a place where I gotta fucking swim.
Are
So.
they itchy?
Or is what itchy?
Your feathers.
No. Not
How-
yet, anyway.
How fast do you think they grow?
What do you mean? They're grown.
No, like when you shed.
I don't think I shed. Do I shed? He's looking at Algar. Am I gonna like molt like a seagull or?
You would likely have to deal with your wings like anything else in nature.
Oh crap! You know why I cut my hair this short, so I don't have to comb it. Neat and tidy.
You can make your wings disappear. Like, they fold back in and disappear.
It takes him a second, like he fidgets with them until finally they pull back in.
You could feel that like there still like might be some bony protrusions. Like someone taking a very close look might still be able to ascertain that you've got something wrong with your back. But you can make them disappear.
All right.
So if
We'll call it an action, an action to make your wings come out.
That's more than fair.
if you want, we could imagine what a nobleman would pay to be able to sleep on the feathers of an angelish feller.
You mean my pillow isn't already angel down? Says Ptolemy. He tosses the pillow away as he gets up.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Well, I mean, we're gonna win. You're gonna be a daddy for some probably pretty horrific monsters at this point.
He looks very dour as you say that.
And you're gonna need to take some decisions and responsibility for your future.
Oskar, you need to walk away right now.
You're gonna need income,
Right
Now is
now.
not the time, Oskar. Now is not the time.
stability.
Don't ruin it. I want my angel down quilt.
business opportunity.
Yeah, we'll say this is the next morning after you guys received your powers and now you're doing your daily preparations. You can see that Alkur has finished his daily preparations for his primary for the day, and the two secondaries are. Which one is taking the hour, and the other two are your secondary and tertiary for the day?
The white is taking the hour
Of prayer, okay.
of prayer, and the Alkira and Alkarn are taking the secondary.
Okay. After an hour, you notice that Alkur turns into Alkarn, and then studies from a spell book, and then turns into Alkira the Grey, and she prays in a different way to nature.
And she's of the storm, so like elemental magic is the shtick.
Everyone's waiting around. Everyone's waiting around for you by the time that you finish, because it takes the triad of Alkira, and Alkarn
Forever.
2 hours to prepare, as opposed to 1. But this leads to a good point to make plans. So I think we should try to unhinge the temple, and as a distraction, she'll come out and go, "Oh, stop that!" And then one of us can sneak and try to make the angel cry.
Well, first,
We need the skull, don't we?
we need to skull.
Oh yes, the skull from.
So we gotta go with, tentacles. So we gotta go there. Now, that means that we're gonna have to likely get wet unless we can trick it into coming out. So, if the plan is to get wet, then wet we get. Do we have a good idea how to trick her out? I mean,
Well, Bonecrusher, doesn't she speak in the fungus mind realm?
Yes, she does.
Yes,
Gotta stop that shit.
and she did.
Can't
make,
help it, Shadow.
She did make an offer, and that is her weakness. Catches the eye line of the paladin.
Yeah.
Swoosh back. Woo.
Oh! Ptolemy startled by Alker the White again.
I am becoming more adept at controlling my source, my connection to the world.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're switching like that. You ain't gonna freak somebody out.
Shadow turns into Wolf Shadow. Hey, where's my other Shadow?
Bring me back, El Doggo.
Hey, where's Doggo?
Give me a second. We lost him along the way somewhere.
Hey, there's Mop here.
All right, so we go and deal with Nortenica. How are we going to deal with the Squid Lady? I thought somebody said she was walking around.
Well, she might be air walking around or air swimming. She has access to any of the planes at this point, or at least a fair number of them. She could be in the temple, she might not be.
What of that stick of hers? Do we know anything about it? She mentioned that it could be useful.
It is a weapon.
Do you know what
It's
it
a
is?
weapon that can slay gods.
But what does it look like? So I know to dodge, goddammit.
It's a rod. It functions like a rod. Point and cast.
Alright. But that thing doesn't cast spells. How's it gonna use it?
Not all magics require the innate ability to cast spells.
Alright. Why don't we just use that to kill what's-her-face?
Ugh.
We would need to achieve it first. We should prepare ourselves with the might of magic and overwhelm the beast.
Well, you have the might of Ptolemy on your side. Not on your side, you're on his side. The Ptolemy.
Thanks, my lord.
You are welcome and blessed in my presence.
That a fact.
See what has transpired? You grew wings in my service.
Yeah.
And in the annals of history it shall be noted.
In the what?
Annals.
That's one of the ways to make them cry.
Fuck, Shadow, you never grow up, do you?
Fuck you, sir.
We're tired.
Don't worry, there will be all sorts of butt stuff for you written down in the annals. Sniffing butts and licking butts and all sorts of tentacle butt stuff.
It's mostly my own. Check this out.
I told you they're very efficient for cleaning up. Now, to business. How are we going to deal with Natanica? Are we just going to go there and go, hey, give us the thing? We have the gem. We have the gems still, right? We didn't drop them anywhere.
No,
We have
don't
'em.
anyway.
Who has him? Oskar? You got him, right?
Yeah, I got him. I carry the important things.
How does Alker look when he shifts? Is there a sheer of light or a flutter of robes? Well, each one probably has a little bit of different colored light based off of the magical tradition. White for divine, black for the necromancy of arcane, and sort of the greenish glow that was coming from the phylactery. It does look like there's sort of like a shaking, like you don't quite know which one it is going to be in the there's like three of them kind of all moving around, and eventually kind of settles down into one. They're all roughly the same body shape and size, as their physical stats do not change in the transformation. He's also wearing the same stuff, even though the tokens are a little bit different. Like Adam has to decide which magic items he's going to wear, even though Alkur is switching between three aspects of magic.
Here's a cool question: Can each form that Adam has attune to a different Apex item?
Yes, because they do different preps.
Put both items on, baby.
Yeah.
Instant wisdom. There you go.
That's
Adam, this is when you say thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Now it's time for me to
I'm just confirming that they're not the same slot. That's the thing. They are both the intellect is circlet, and
two. Because one of them was using.
they're both circlets.
So you get like, hello, my baby.
Hello,
So do they don't switch gear, right? Gear stays on.
Gear stays on.
Form.
Yep. So if he found some way of recrafting the Apex item, then that's a thing.
Then wisdom, because you have your cleric and your nature, I guess.
Yeah.
Wisdom?
You can bond with multiple Apex items. You just don't gain the ability boost of more than one. But I'll say that Alkur, the Triad, are different enough that they can definitely do both. Which technically means that they have all of their own attunements. I might have to think about that one a little deeper, but
Just for now, we're just going to stick with the int item because it's more useful for general stuff.
yep.
Although +1 DC on 2 casting classes is probably more important than +1 DC on the 3rd casting class. But
Yes.
the 3rd one's the boomy one.
So we're just going to go to the temple and stroll around my temple for a while until she shows up, and if not, we go into the water plane
Right,
and...
what's the strategy? Well, didn't the
Who did she leave? Oh, Scorcher.
She said that
Who did Natanica talk to?
Her.
It's just okay. Sorry.
You were listening.
In the fungus thing? Is that what she
In the
said?
fungus, yeah, she was
Oh.
telepathically.
she
fungus talking.
said to bring the gems to the water domain,
Oh,
in front of the water domain, and that deal would be made. It would help us against the fungus. in exchange for the 2 gems. And in return, we would be free to leave afterwards. But are we fine leaving that creature with such power?
She cannot be trusted.
Agreed.
All right, fine.
Totally at first was like, yeah, but no. The conversation.
Isn't it funny how everything just wants the skull and nothing else? Weird, huh? How about we just say, no, bitch, kill her?
We should bring.
Strangely enough, I think the Paladin and Shadow would be on the same page for that plan.
Yeah.
We should bring the power of magic forth. Strike with spells ablaze.
Tell me how I can help you with my potions, and they're yours.
You didn't make your potions today?
Give me like 15, 20 minutes, and I will have.
What are you? Get back over there!
I don't have to strike.
Hey, don't need to be pushy there. All right, I'll just wait over here.
Did you see what they did again?
Additionally, remember we got the swordy, knifey, speary, cursey demon lady to worry about.
I don't know how effective I'm gonna be once that moon is out. We really need to get my spear and crush her. Like I said, you gotta be careful. That thing can kill you.
Is it daytime out there? It's like early morning,
God,
isn't it?
I know.
We should have some time.
You want me to go and check?
No, but we could do the additions.
Yes.
Those are arrows.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's not how you count arrows. Count how many quivers you have, and then...
He opens the bag of holdings. There's 1,200-300 arrows in there.
Yeah. All right.
Wasn't there a quiver item that you guys found? Some
Yeah.
stuff that we didn't identify?
Under the magic quiver.
Yep.
You realize that is a waste of magics. There's more efficient ways for you to hold your arrows.
I would love to hear it.
Oh yes, you should spend some time with this item.
What is it?
It's an elvish quiver. It holds
What is it?
arrows.
How many?
I don't know. I think there's like 100 of them in there. It belonged to Taharon.
I realize. Do not lose this.
I think Taharon's mage-bonded object was his quiver. Because look at these weird tracery in here. This actually serves no purpose. Aside from bonding it to somebody named Taharon.
So what do I have to do? Kiss it or something? What do I do?
Stick arrows inside and out of it, and don't puncture it, and don't bring it inside a portable hole.
So this thing can take 100 arrows,
No, I think it already has 100 arrows stuffed in it.
and that's the limit.
Yes. See? He takes one of your arrows, and it just he tries to stick it in, and it's like they're too tightly packed. It just doesn't go in.
Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. He's looking up at... He's glancing at the ever-shifting triad. It's okay that he carries it, right?
It should be put to use.
Oh,
Yes.
Good use of this.
Thank you for your counsel, but it's already been decided. He wanders away.
Hello, beautiful. Here.
There's a weird flicker of green and blue energy in Ptolemy. A little bit of gold if you're
Right
looking.
here, right on my hips. Oh, look at you.
With 300 arrows. Like 6, what are they called?
Quivers?
Quivers. Back into the bag of holding. 'Cause 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 'Cause
Hey,
I could use some spells in these.
Chuckles, you might want to keep a couple of quivers on your body.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm just saying, what happens when you get into an magic space? You gotta keep at least one dagger hidden somewhere.
What's the weight of this thing?
With a quiver?
Yeah,
1 bulk.
1 bulk. Okay.
Ptolemy casts energy aegis on himself. He puts some magic into his staff of abjuration. I think he's ready to go at this point.
So we are to prepare ourselves for the water domain and then hunt this Mechanica.
And don't forget about the snake lady. If you can prepare to find that spear or the sword.
You fight with a bow, Shadow. What are you going to do with a spear?
I need it. It keeps me from going insane in the moon.
Oh.
We need to get it so that I can keep fighting with you.
What?
I can also come help if he's in...
Shut the fuck up.
No, you stay here. If you die, we won't be able to make the ointment.
You don't leave until you write down the formula.
No problem.
Ptolemy leans in.
Just out of curiosity, can your character make it yet?
Our job is to go out and get XP.
Ingredients and XP.
Nope. Ali should be 16th.
At least 16th right now.
Yeah. He cannot make the ounce of purity yet. It is a capstone grandmaster alchemist thing. Or you could attempt, and we will just set a DC appropriate for that kind of It might be possible. You could roll a 20 or be really
this
good.
system also fixed the wild boar problem. Like, you can't just go out and kill boars. They're just too low. You don't get any XP.
I've still been awarding minimum 1 XP, so technically you can, but...
If I was a boar,
Yeah.
just go to the plane of boars and kill 1,000 boar.
I think even if he writes down the formula, I don't know if any of us have the alchemical wizardry to figure it out.
There are no permanent secrets.
Is he going to appear every time I mention magic?
Likely.
Oh.
It interests him.
We're going to have fun with this.
It is difficult to maintain focus at this point.
Elker,
Yes?
can I see your boobs?
Come now.
No, wait, let's see the answer.
Krieger!
What? I've never seen elven boobs before.
Bad Krieger!
No!
Focus on the problem at hand.
Yeah, the problem is I have not seen those boobs.
This will end badly for you.
I'm sorry.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Boobs.
Alright, Darian, at this point in time, the party's doing nothing by just waiting.
Can we get on with it now?
Well,
So there's a metal tap 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 of his foot on the floor.
alright, so we're going to make our way there. And scooch our way in. And remember, we need to find the druid.
We need to what?
We need to find the druid.
The druid. What druid? What was that?
we cannot recreate existence without the druid. Blood is critical.
Isn't she here?
No,
No.
you guys left
No.
her in the temple, and then went to the
She's
circus
in the
realm
temple.
or the casino realm, and then you came back to Runerak and went to Hamlet, and then basically you guys are keyed to Hamlet right now.
Mm-hmm. She is at the,
Oh, shit.
She's at the temple.
Oh,
You know what though? At 16th level, I think you can relax a bit. you
don't
killed
know.
most of the bad things.
She's off collecting bugs or whatever.
we
The
should
mission is
still
critical.
find her.
More important than your spear.
Yes.
Well,
more
come on,
important
let's
than
put
his
things in
spear.
perspective.
I have a technical question for you, and you have a sec.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut mutagen does
What
physical
page?
resistance equal to my int. My int is now 5, but I can drink a cognitive mutagen, which boosts it up.
Does it actually increase your int, or does it give you? Does it give you bonus on int-based stuff?
Benefits. Oh shit. +3 for arcane, occult, drawbacks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It
Never
gives you
mind.
bonuses on skill checks. It doesn't.
Yeah.
actually-
Never mind. Never mind. I
Okay,
thought it boosted it so I could get more
got it.
resistance.
All right. We need to find the druid. She is as important to our success as Ali. That is, if we wish to, if we wish to succeed in re-sparking the multiverse.
Then we need to find her.
Well, that
That's the
sounds
first
kind
thing.
of fucking important. So next time we don't just let her toodle off. 'Cause
Also, she can help in the
bored.
fight.
Well,
No,
maybe if
she doesn't
she's so
fight shit.
if she's so important to the rebuilding of creation, maybe we should keep her out of combat.
There are ways of keeping her safe.
Yeah, we're not chaining her anywhere either, Alker. Let's just be clear on that.
Right, are we ready to go?
Yes.
I'm almost done with the potions.
Where? Hand me the sack. There you go. Just gotta rub my mind.
Okay, so Ali finishes the potions, hands them off to, I guess, Oskar. A bunch of potions are drank amongst all of you. Mark down on the sheet which ones.
Hey, Ahmed, could you mark down the?
I'm going. Yeah, I am. I'm just 2 levels of potions that I have to update, and it's screwing up my. He's like,
Oh. Ahmed's having a problem with 2 levels of potion.
there's a lot of stuff here. Okay.
Fuck.
Okay, you're going back to Hamlet then?
Well, we have to leave the workshop outside time. Cause,
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're going to Hamlet.
Are you bringing Max or leaving him behind?
He's got 176 hit points. Let's get that puppy in there.
Protect them.
Actually,
Okay.
just Ptolemy. He looks fine.
Ptolemy leaves Squish behind. Squish doesn't really scale with his level, so...
There's certain things that just don't. It's like, it's just gonna get exploded.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a couple of guards and not Captain Rufus that are guarding the barracks when you get back. There are 3 of them. They quickly stand at attention and kind of stand up from what looks like the game of bones that they were playing on the table. One of them slides the bones and a bunch of chips into a bag, and they're all looking wide-eyed at you as the cell is filling up full of these heroes, including the Lord of the Realm. One of them moves forward and, like, asks you a question with a glance, like, do you want out of the cell? The key was still in the door.
Yeah,
Yes.
open it up.
They kind of line up along the sides, and I told you it was a doorway. Yeah, that's strange, says one of them. Any orders, my lord? Continue your vigilance and guard this barracks. We shall return whenever I deem necessary. Ptolemy strides out of the room like he's some tin pot emperor.
Oskar is having a funny look. He's looking at Ptolemy, and he
Yeah,
feels
the-
that he might have made the right decision by taking something from the workshop outside time.
Got it.
Still not a good decision, but
Ptolemy's
maybe, you know,
he's carrying his staff weird, and he's sort of like looking out at the sky, looking all princely.
he's got a he is a bonus to his charisma.
You can feel that there is an energy. It feels very lively, Shadow. Kind of like you just drank like 3 coffees.
Guys.
Is it moon time? Is it dark?
No, it is daybreak.
Guys, it's gonna happen tonight. I can fucking feel it. Give me that thing if you can.
Alright, well, we'll see if we get the Cena thingy. Alright, so now that we're all super powerful, got all sorts of stuff, and, you know, I mean, I'm just me, but you all got the 3 faces and whatever else nonsense, wings. Do we have a faster way of getting there, or is it still like we get them in the hole, we whoop over there, and then we run to the...
Well, that seems pretty quick to me.
I was just wondering if we had something that was like skip through the walking bit.
We're going to have to do some research at some point to see if we can resurrect the old magic. I have a feeling that teleportation was much quicker a long time ago. Like things have changed. Things have changed.
Yes,
That's a little creepy.
I remember a concept that was around circles that you could use to anchor spells.
Anyways, that is neither here nor there. Where to? And who's getting into the hold? Not it.
I will not be. I will not be getting into a hole.
Pansies.
And where?
Times in.
And where am I?
Yeah, it's fine.
Where am I teleporting to? Where shall your lord bring you?
You got all the Crusher. You got all the clues with the mystery in your investigations. What with the private eyeing that you were doing?
Fuck are you talking about?
You were investigating what happened to the Lord Mayor.
The Lord Mayor.
Mayor. Yeah, Mayor.
Yes. Yes. He's more of a mayor than a
Man.
lord.
The old man from the casino has him.
The old man from the casino.
Yes, we know who he is.
I suspect we'll see him when we hit Sycamore.
I have a feeling that you're going to want to kill him, and he's going to want to kill you. So, when you're trying to do an honorable duel, we'll stab him in the back. That's the plan.
Please don't. Otherwise, yeah, that's probably what's going down.
On the same page.
But yeah, we're gonna have a showdown.
I can either confirm or deny the wanting of stabbing in the back. But I will... Give me a second. I'm just checking what Windwalk does. It is you and 5 creatures. So
yeah, it's
we
not
are
as awesome.
too many.
Not as awesome.
Slow. Okay.
And I think it's 20 miles per or 60 miles per hour, or is it 20?
It is 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone into the hole. Who needs to be in the hole? Max, Shadow.
I'll get in there as well.
Yes, your job is to, take care of your brother if he gets all uppity.
Shadow's thinking,
Boy, your job is to take care of your brother if he gets all up. Mind yourselves. Reinforce each other.
If they start fighting, we will have no concept of who is in the wrong.
Krieger, your job is if they start fighting to fight them both.
I'll just start swinging Elder Hammer.
Hey, he got the name right, sort of. Elder Hamar. Elder Hamar.
Jacques.
Whatever
I can do that too.
Whatever that means. All right, where are we teleporting to?
I'm pretty certain it called you Jack.
Oh.
What about those guys in the circus?
They'll have to make do until we get Lady back. It's only been a day or two.
Yeah, she'd be able to just suck up all the twisting with that sword. Isn't that what the sword did?
Yeah. Also,
That's what it did.
don't get hit by the sword.
Oh yes, that would
Doesn't the snake have it?
that would not be good. Krieger, remember how you were really sick? Imagine being really sick and deformed.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful. Okay.
Cool. So we're teleporting near the temple.
Yeah.
All right. Get in the hole. You close the hole. You guys hold your breath or just sort of wait. Darian, Oskar, Oskar, and Ptolemy are outside the hole. Ptolemy had... You could see the evil thought kind of ripple across his face and quickly dismisses it.
Yeah, it'll be a funny thing when the evil Oskar spends 10 minutes casting with the leverage of the party in the hole. He's got one prepared. But he's not going to call it. Just sitting, holding hands with Darian. 10 minutes.
That would be one way to escape, Ptolemy says, as his thought goes to something else. He teleports. His teleports, he could use all sorts of slots to teleport now. He's going to just use a 6th level teleport to get you within a reasonable vicinity of the Temple of Elemental Evil. We will go to Temple Elemental Evil exterior. And plop you guys down in what direction? You are directly north of the temple. And you're a few miles away. You can see the temple is pulsing. There's a green glow that is coming from the temple, and it's you know directly where the temple is without seeing it. And you can, after a short walk, you could see the crumbling ruins of the northern watchtower that has been your way in and out of the temple itself.
Where? Just fucking away.
During your walk, you guys hear a massive crack, like an explosion, like a stroke of lightning, but you didn't see any weather in the sky that suggested that it was lightning. And it sounded like it echoed from the temple itself. The crack of lightning followed by, like, heavy machinery, like some chains moving. And there was a bit of a white flash, almost like like a tremendous amount of energy was released.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Knowledge, engineering, or warfare? No.
It sounded like lightning without lightning.
Got it.
It's magic. You're gonna need to.
Well, that
you need to
sounds
go.
pretty
You're,
bad, then.
you're gonna need to go and see, basically.
I think we need to go in, Gary.
Yeah, let's get in there.
Okay. That puts a little hustle in your walk. Shadow, you're feeling super excited today, and just the closer that you get to the temple, with a mixture of like the evil coming off the temple, and the blood moon, like you are ready to just bathe in the blood of your enemies. Yeah, your enemies.
Enemy blood.
I need that spear.
Shadow's like
Give me the cash.
everyone's kind of like hurried in their step after the big thunderous crack, but Shadow is like ahead of all of you and like full of energy, and Max is running around and kind of hopping around like he's kind of feeding off of Shadow's energy. And there is a moment where the party just sort of turns at each other and like sideways glances. Crusher's just looking.
Crusher's like,
Yeah, Crusher's just looking on with disapproval, and
The spear.
this is gonna get worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he starts humping my leg, I'm putting him down.
All right, you find your way all the way up to the ruins of the tower, and you can see that there is sort of a smoky haze, kind of near the front of the temple. Kind of like post-explosion kind of like dust kicked up.
Isn't it possible they're unlocking the doors? Isn't it? They brought the guy and his stuff. Let's go.
Alternately, there's a chance that they might be demolition in the place. If you don't have the key, just blow your way out. Remember that throne? That throne might be the claim chain clickety.
Okay. Alcur, and Bone Crusher.
Uh-oh.
There are some new presences in the link.
do you feel that?
I do.
Bone Crusher knows that the snake demoness has separated a little bit. She's standing in front of Zuckmoy and like observing. Like you could feel that she senses your presence. Lingering in the shadows of this space is the weak presence of a fish that has the tentacle growing out of it. You can tell that Notanika's pawn or mind slave is there. But inside the space there's a wedge, like a triangular wedge that when you glance at it, you don't seem like you're going to be able to get inside. It's like something's protruding from the opposite end of Zuckmoy. It's like a golden. It's like a golden triangular wedge in the mind space.
Do you think it's starting to happen?
And the point of the triangle that you guys can see is pointed directly at Zuckmoy.
Alternately, she has entered the space. Being a powerful entity.
And she's much more awake. Like, that big explosion was a knock on the door. You could see, like, this tentacly, weird tendrils all lashing around and moving. Like, she is very much awake.
She's conscious.
And if you concentrate really hard, There's still the screaming of Isolde.
That's all.
She is drowned. She is drowned in the voices of many others, but her voice is very much louder because of the great being that she is.
We need to hurry.
Yes.
How are you getting into the temple? Are you going down the shaft, or are you going to go walk around?
We're kind of looking to kick some very particular ass, so I think we're going to go in the front door if the goo is still there. If the goo's gone. If the goo is still there, then we don't.
Okay. So you guys walk around the edge. You don't see the birds because you killed them all. You don't see their bodies either. Like, the bodies are all gone. You get around to the side, and you guys notice right away what must have been the result of the explosion. But the giant bronze door with the ancient and very powerful abjurative runes on it that were placed by Lord Byrne's master, Falrinth, is smoking and torn asunder.
Let's go, come on!
Yep. We go.
Okay. You're going to just break through the opening?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we'll take the side door. We're not going to go through the even though they're broken off. We're not going to go through the magic curse door. We're gonna...
Okay. Shadow, you notice that there are some footprints?
What's this?
My perceptionis or survival for plus. Oops, no. Pressure. Shadow. His survival is plus 30. Ah, I could roll. 20 plus that. 47. What is this?
4 figures stood here. One of them stood out in front, and then the 4 figures went into the temple.
One of them was the one that stood in the front, and then the rest followed, and they all walked in.
2 of them had staves. One of them wore light armor, and the other one wore heavy armor.
This one
And-
seems heavy and prince.
The one of them with the staff has a really, really strange gait. At some points, his steps are really feeble, and at others, they are striding true and strong.
He looks at Alcur.
Is there another one like you? Something's amiss. There's 2 guys with staves, one with armor, one with really heavy armor, but this one with the staff, look at this, see there's gates here. They're weak, and then they're strong. Reminds me of you. You're sexy and not sexy, that kind of thing.
I maintain my physical form.
Oh, this
I
one's
am-
different. Yes.
Only more flexible morally. I understand things more clearly.
Well, this one's different somehow, but like you somehow as well. I'm gonna find you.
He's looking at the footprints.
I'm gonna fucking find you.
It looks like they strode into the temple after the explosion.
This
Well,
was
we're-
recent.
Would it be did Crusher talk about his mystery adventure time with the rest of us?
Don't know.
Told you it was the guy. That...
So it should be it's the prince then.
Oh,
You know who he is, don't you?
does that mean the prince is bad?
The prince was supposed to be coming.
No, not the prince. It was not the prince that did this. Oh, wait. Oh, I see, yes, the prince and the other one might have come with him, yes, now I see it, yes.
Holy fuck. You fungus brain shithead.
Well, or
Fuck
maybe
you.
well, so is it one set of foot tracks that are switching? Because we know who that is, or is it two sets of foot tracks?
The one who went feeble's probably the, what's his face? The old man switching to younger men. And that was the caster. The guy, the mayor. Then the prince probably here. And then what's his face? The other caster was over there. Oh, I'm killing these fuckers.
Let's be careful. Oscar's going to lead a stealth.
Okay.
Sneaky sneak.
Kill him, kill him, kill him,
Oscar's
kill him, kill
really
him.
good at stealthing now, so he helps the
Yep.
person with the plus.
Who's the worst? Who's the worst at stealth? It looks like in the list it's still Darian.
Yep.
+2.
God damn
Yep.
it.
So you get 17 plus plus
Can
6,
I
think,
help? Can
so
Shadow
plus
help you?
23.
Can
I'd
you
li-
get aids from other people?
Wait a second.
I think what Oscar's doing counts as the aid.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's leading. You could either be separate or...
Shadow and Crusher are going to be separate.
Quiet allies. Wait a second.
He's going to keep Max. Actually, no, Crusher's going to stay with him, but he's going to keep Max with him as well. Shadow's going to go on his own.
It's follow the
I'm just gonna wait for Adam to see that, so that'll be fun.
What am I supposed to see?
Darian stealth. And it begins.
He gets up to the doors and can't help himself. Evil, I am coming.
So we only failed on a critical fail,
Which we did.
which we did.
Okay, I'm going to bring you to the temple, interior.
So your wings were out and they got caught in the doorway.
No, that was him yelling at the door. Couldn't help himself.
You yelled at the fuck is wrong with you?
Temple main floor.
How did you fuck that up so bad?
It's when Darian was crossing the threshold, the rent doorway was precariously leaning against the side of the stone, and when Darian brushed up against it, the whole thing kind of went. And there was this additional clangor that just radiated inside the grand entrance as you guys are standing and staring at the central altar. Immediately, Darian, you felt an evil presence. Like something was watching you. It's kind of like washed over you, and you know that you're being watched at this point by Ayuz. Oskar just stops as everyone else was carefully picking their way in, and Shadow and Crusher, it sounds like they did their own stealth check.
Shadow did. Crusher
Okay.
didn't.
Okay.
He's like, oh, fuck.
It's so nice to see you. You hear the player's voice. You don't know where he is, but it's echoing in this place.
Why don't you step on out?
Fucking shit, it is.
Do you think that is how we're going to fight?
You're breaking up. I can't.
Do you think that is how we are going to fight?
Well, I kind of hoped you could have a fight like a man, but apparently you're a coward, and that's fine with me. I'll find you anyway.
You're fighting words!
Sticks and stones are implements of a childlike race.
Oh, you want childlike? How about this? Is that why your wife left you for this place? Because you're a big fat chicken?
Shadow's going.
How low you have fallen. It must be because your soul is so muted. Do you?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you noticed, but we put a stop to that nonsense, so...
When I get a hold of your souls, I'm going to transform you all into the things that I desire, and you will walk upon the plains in my image.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
I understand the concept of sacrificing the ones you love, but it makes you a monster.
Do you? While they may have stitched the Eggman back together, you have forgotten so much, and I remember everything.
Like the sweet caress of your wife? Oh no, wait. Are you going to be watching when I drive the answer through her heart?
Shin.
Oscar's like taking a step away. There's gonna be a big lightning bolt from the sky.
You will do no such thing, whelp.
Yeah, I will. Or I'll cut off her head. Maybe I'll save it for you for kisses.
Go and see if you can even make it to her. She's been very busy.
Well, I guess you'd feel like less of a man if we did, because apparently you can't get there now, can you?
Perhaps the rest of you can go and see Zuktmoy. Darian can stay here with me.
He flings out his wings.
Fucking whaps
Oh,
out of the head. Ah!
oh, I'm so frightened.
Okay, that was funny.
Alcur is going to cast a sea invisibility because enough of this
Okay.
bullshittery. So far, Shadow hasn't said anything, but
Yeah. Shadow has seen visibility.
Okay, is it cast or?
I have
He just
dark
always has it.
vision.
so Shadow always has it from his item.
Oh, from the eye that you had. You had to wait until Ptolemy was sleeping to get it back, and then Oskar had to steal it from Ptolemy because Ptolemy was sleeping in it. So there was a chain of events that you got your robe back, but Ptolemy was a little pissed off at that. He was a little grumpy that morning. Yeah, the voice is coming from like in, and now that you've had a bit of conversation back and forth and up, like it might be along the ceiling.
Okay. Alcur casts his spell, and
You don't see any invisible foes from your current vantage point.
okay, let's start moving forward.
Okay, Shadow's drinking a potion.
Okay.
Oh, that always hurts. Oh, I'm
Oscar's
gonna
gonna
pee
go
blood for that one.
Sneak up behind a pillar.
Okay, Ptolemy is going to cast Fly on himself, and he's going to drift behind Oskar.
Darian's gonna ready a shield, I guess.
Okay, are you still standing by the doors, or are you marching in?
He'll stand away from. He'll move ahead a bit and stand away from his companions, because
Where's the crusher?
you know something could come down with an area of effect. He's well aware of what he's doing.
You want
Crusher.
like Bone Crusher.
Yeah.
Back crusher.
Come to me if you want to live.
I can't do mount stance yet, right?
Combat hasn't started.
Oskar will attempt to sneak around the room, but as the turns go.
Okay, next round. What's Krieger doing? Feel free to move your miniatures. I don't need to manage that as well.
Krieger's gonna not want to be in there. He's just kind of behind the corner. Darian's gonna move forward. Ready his shield.
I spy with my little eye. Asshole that wants an arrow in the face. Where are you? It won't hurt that much. I promise. Max, fucking protect him. What's wrong with you? That's right, bitch.
Oh.
Okay, you guys begin to move throughout the fell stones, the Temple of Elemental Evil. It's like the stained glass windows are the things that are glowing, and then there's a weird glow coming from down the well. It's just this pulse coming from like everything, like the temple itself is exuding strange light. It is the undulations and motions of Zuckmoy in the mental fungus realm. Bone Crusher and Alkur can see the direct correlation between the pulses of her in that realm and the pulses of the temple.
When I am in the gray form, is it less obvious?
Nope. It has.
Damn that fungus! So you merge all the brains onto one, and it's like, hey, oh. Fungus.
You have infected your daughter's mother with the brain fungus.
Father of
this whole saving thing, but whatever, we're making it work.
What is neat, Bone Crusher, is that you can tell which form Alkur is in by the shape of the mental force and the way he projects himself into that realm.
Oh, fascinating. He sees it like, he tentacle like, oh shit.
Stay on target.
Not yeah, squirrel.
You can stay here with me, Darian. He's almost as insane as I am.
He will be doing no such thing.
Will he? I kind of like him.
Why don't you step out and try to make me?
You step out.
I'm in the middle of the room, you blind ass. Only he must be in his old man form.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Come closer!
What's the matter? The walker ain't working? Come on.
Shadow.
You could feel this rolling hate and evil kind of like just it stinks in this room, Darian. Like it is cloud upon cloud, like it is aimed not only at all of you but in particularly at you. Give me because you can sense the evil. Give me a perception check just for Darian, as maybe he spots something that may not be obvious to others.
I just gotta double check his new score because the phlegm is over. Darian's perception. Oh, that's Malini. Crap. There we go.
You will not survive this day.
Well, that was a change of tone.
I only got a 30.
That sounded like it came from not up in the left-hand side, but up in the right-hand side.
Oh, I can smell
Shadow can't see anything?
Shadow, there's no invisible creatures amongst all the pillars, and you're looking for movement, and you can hear the voices.
Darian's kind of pointing the answer where he thinks it's coming from.
Okay, you point the answer. The deeper voice Darian thinks is coming from up here somewhere.
Alright. Oh, I smell you like a fart in a carriage.
That's good. Crusher is going up to flank. Crusher's coming up to flank with him. And Shadow's going to swing around to the side.
What's the matter, peons, Sabatons?
Don't stay back.
That
Don't
voice
stay behind
now
us too far.
came from over here and up.
More lies to hide him. He's over here.
Ptolemy, don't linger too far back. Move.
Yes, of course. I have cometh to my temple, and these are my gods.
Perhaps it would be best to keep a smaller presence, Ptolemy.
These are my gods.
Krieger gives him a thumbs up, like, yeah, that'll do it.
He gives you a thumbs up back. What are we fighting? Says the homie.
Oskar will sneak further.
Okay.
He's trying to see something, see the corners.
There's spellcasting going on.
Okay.
What are you guys doing while there's spellcasting going on? And the spellcasting is shifting between old man voice to the left, also confusingly the deep voice to the left, but a little bit over, and then the deep voice coming from the right. And it's all like echoing through the chambers. It seems to be coming from up.
Darian's gonna trust his evil sense and kind of move in that direction, but up?
Yeah, it's like you're...
Darian's gonna fly up.
Okay. Darian begins to fly up, and he's like...
This is fucking hard. What the...
pointing the answer around. And let me just...
Alcur will cast Foresight.
Okay. I think Ptolemy has that spell too now.
Basically one. Also, it's a divination spell, which is useful.
Show yourselves cowards.
And for those of you watching, yes, this is why paladins die a lot.
Crusher's gonna stay out
Okay.
of the line.
You are sensing the evil that is being spellcast, like from the stained glass windows on this side.
All right, so he'll kind of...
And let me show you what the stained glass windows look like again.
Fight the windows.
Yeah, Shadow's about to put up a bunch of arrows to the windows.
I think there's a way for me to add this as a background. Give me a second.
I'm pretty certain saying fighting windows summarizes my life from like 1996 through 2003.
In there, fuck! You're fine there!
Just print the goddamn thing!
What do you mean you can't find the printer? There's one fucking printer!
It's right there. Yeah, buddies.
Alright, so the ones on the top are the stained glass windows on the left side.
Okay.
And the ones on the bottom are the stained glass windows on the right side. And Darian is now pointing his sword at the 6th panel, which is the depiction of a big demon with a sword in it, or a spear. Looks like some sort of horrible spear. And you're pretty sure the evil spellcasting is coming from that.
Okay.
Shadows go.
All right, so you flew forward, Sprout, your wings flew forward, and you're pointing your answer around. What did Alcur do? Alcur cast...
Alcur cast Foresight.
Foresight.
And move forward.
Okay. Ptolemy, flying, I think is going to wait till he sees... Like, he's watching the magic being cast.
He's looking for a threat.
Yep.
Or you identify the magic.
Yep.
All good things.
Yep. He will ready to counteract the spell, although he doesn't have Dispel Magic. Really?
We all have those days where...
He's got Dispel Magic second level as part of his staff, but I don't know if that's good.
I felt the same way when I created Zeta and we were playing, and it was like 5 games in, and you're like, okay, who's got protection from energy? I'm like, I do what?
Oh, no.
And then we have Crusher. What did you do? You just moved forward?
Moved up. I'm waiting to jump into...
Yeah, you could do mountain stance now if you wanted.
Yep.
Shadow, what are you doing?
He pointed at a window pane?
Yep. You're just going to start firing arrows into the window pane?
Yep.
Okay.
Catch!
What is the hardness of steel in this game?
It depends. I believe it scales with the thickness of the item.
It says it scale with quality too.
It might.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. All right, you can make some attack rolls, Shadow.
Okay.
Give me a high roll. It'll take me a second.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
I'm looking for something specific.
I'm gonna go to
Shadow.
I do damage. Yes.
He does something cool now.
576.
Next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Steel has hardness 9, and then I will look for better steel to see if I don't believe there is, I don't believe steel gets better. Other materials get better.
Got it.
So it's hardness 9. So their example items are anvil, iron or steel armor, stove. A traditional glass structure would be hardness 2 and 8 hit points. This is not that.
Nope.
And an iron plate wall is hardness 18, 72 hit points.
An iron plate
a-
wall,
A steel
hardness.
structure.
Got it. Okay. So, like, magic enforced glass probably is something similar to that. Okay, I know what the range is. Thank you.
I feel good about myself because I thought that would take way longer than
Well done.
I did.
Okay, Shadow. There is
Yeah.
magical protections around this.
All right, buddy. Let's do this.
Around this stained glass window.
Can I make it pray?
Yes.
Cut. Make it pray. Pray now. And 49. $52.
49 is a critical. 52 is a critical.
39.
39 is a hit. Critical on a 40.
Oh, I use a hair, but no, I don't. So that was pray. Yep, that's it.
Okay, do damage.
What am I trying to?
This thing has hardness 12.
Oh yeah. Here we go. 3d8 becomes.
You're kind of like making these little pock marks in the stained glass.
Yeah, 6d8. Does it take lightning and sonic?
It does. And
Okay.
Fox is asking, does it take double damage from Sonic? I'm going to say it has weakness Sonic is the way it works.
So when it's prey,
5.
hitting it,
Damage.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna double the damage. Not double damage. I'm putting dice together because when I'm using prey, I bypass. I use
He
it. I
only takes
apply it
hardness
once.
once.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Minus
and
12.
and then add 5 damage. Minus
Add
12.
5 damage.
Yeah.
So I hit it 3 times, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the first hit. Oh my god, 96.
Holy, that's one hit. What?
Got you,
No,
window.
that's 2 crits.
Oh, two
That's
crits.
2
Okay.
crits. It's not,
Okay.
Many
it's
shot
not very good.
equivalent.
It's not very good.
Okay, so you destroy 2 of the panels of the window.
Nice. 23 after DR. On the second hit, on the third shot.
Oh, that was the crit hit?
Those were 2 crit hits. Because I shoot 2.
Yep. Okay.
The third shot does 23 damage. After damage reduction.
Got it. So you destroy this upper panel and like the middle panel.
Okay.
There's glass shards falling everywhere inside and outside of the temple, and you're now hearing more spellcasting coming from the far side. It's still a little bit coming out of here. Ptolemy is waiting to counterspell. Krieger, what are you doing?
Krieger is. He's gonna. way back there. He's going to dash towards the window. Can he get there in a straight line?
Looks like there's some pillars.
He
He's-
plows through the pillars. Oh yeah.
That looks straight.
And he move.
Oh, with Elder Hamar flashing.
Yeah. That's 2 actions for him to get there because he's got a super stride power now. And then, because he's got a turn, he gets another 30.
Okay. Oskar?
As 3 actions, I can move 8 times my stride speed.
What?
Oscar,
Hauling ass. It's got to be a straight line, though. That's the thing.
Oscar's going to maintain his legendary sneaking.
Yep.
Sneak around to the pillar. He's
Okay.
going to go towards the sound of spellcasting.
All right. Spellcasting erupts from the depiction of Iuz the demon, even though that the 2 of the 4 panels have been destroyed and one of them has been injured. And the spell is targeting Darian.
Okay.
Darian, well, first, Ptolemy's going to do a dispel check. It's against the DC of the spell
Oh boy.
with his dispel magic, so he burns 2 charges from his greater staff of evocation. Whoops. And the DC, let me just calculate this for a moment. So this is, I use the Demon Lord.
458. Counteract check.
DC would be 10 plus his level, plus his legendary ability, or legendary casting, which would be 8,
Yeah.
and then his ability score. Let me just glance at that. CR20 monster. And see how they built this guy. Charisma, where are you?
Oh, Jake, what's happening, babe?
Plus 10. Okay. Iuz's DC is DC 50.
Oh!
So your counteract level is 9. So assuming the power is not higher than 10th level, then this is a success is a counteract.
Yep.
A fail if it is a
No,
less
sorry.
than ninth
DC
circle spell.
48 is what it is.
If it's less than a 4th circle spell or less than a 9th circle spell, a failure works to counteract. And then if it's a 13th circle, you need a critical success.
Okay, he failed by 5.
So he counteracts the target if the counteract level is lower than the level of your effect's counteract level.
This is
Which makes me think. So your counter, this is not clear. So your counteract level is. So the level of the thing you're counteracting is the spell level of it.
okay. 8.
Okay, and then what you can counteract depends on the check result and the target's level. If the effect is a spell, its level is the counteract level. Otherwise, it's half its level, round up to determine the counteract level.
Okay,
So it's a counteract level 8, and then critical success is you counteract the target. The counteract level is no more than 3 levels higher than your effect's counteract level.
okay,
if
he's
you
casting
use
a 2nd level against an 8th
Also,
level.
a critical success. Yeah, so he would need a critical success to counteract a 5th circle spell.
Got it. So
Which is where you see people with Dispel Magic 7.
yeah.
That'd be a high level counteract, which suggests.
Okay,
you don't have
there's a
any-
crack that comes from Ptolemy's staff of abjuration, and the magic just gets swept up in this sort of silvery glow that goes around Darian, and now Darian needs to make a
Fortitude. Fortitude. Go ahead, make it fortitude.
Nope. Darian, the air around him kind of like there's all these little squares that appear around him overlapping, and Darian just sort of like phases into nothing.
Is it maze?
How dare you attack my dump stat?
You don't know where he's gone, and then Ptolemy can, as a action, I believe, or a reaction, try to identify the magic.
If I was a bitter demon lord and I specifically wanted to punish one person, this is exactly what I would do. I will deal with you later after I kill your friends.
So, also, if that guy has...
He also had reflect spell, so after a successful counterspell, the spell is reflected back on the caster. This is one of Ptolemy's powers. Yeah, I think he can make a check. Now, the DC to know what level this is 34, and he's got a Arcana of 29.
Oskar also has recognized spell.
Ptolemy's... He's in a maze! This tells Alcur things, and those that have Arcana, but doesn't say much for the others. Okay, I think it's time to roll initiative for everyone else. As I used a power, and you know what? He's not here.
Saving throw?
Nope.
Insta screwed.
But it's okay. Never mind. Sorry. I have that spell prepared, so I just didn't read it correctly.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go party, then Darian, then Ayuz. What's everyone doing? Tommy's. It was a maze.
I'm amazed too. Let's kill this thing.
All right,
Hopefully, Darian has his.
Krieger, what are you doing?
Darian has his wits about him.
Krieger is still being told or convinced it gets to here, I guess.
Okay, and you're kind of looking up at the big stained glass window. There's a bit of a climb to that first panel.
Yeah, and he's got a climb speed of 30.
So Darian Krieger just basically kind of hops up onto a little lintel, and then it like jams his elbow into a crack, and he's getting all the way up to the pane.
Yeah, he'll basically just like monkey his way up, then kind of take a jump off and slam it with his hammer as let himself fall.
Okay.
Where's where this is coming from?
Yeah, with your climb speed, no problem.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, he raged as part of his
Striding?
action as part of his striding, because it's a rage action, so he can just do it as part of that.
Okay.
You finally found one to use that power?
Yes, and finally.
12 levels
bonus to hit now. Freak. I think it's 30. Krieger. Holy crap. Alright. What's there here? AC 49.
Critical hits the pane.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it breaks it.
You can do more than 62 damage.
I automatically do more than that.
Okay.
I roll minimum damage on it.
Nice. So yeah, that one pane just shatters all around you, and you kind of go tumbling to the floor. And because you did a crit, we'll just say that you land on your feet and you look awesome.
Cool,
Wham! Well, technically you're like climbing and you just attacked it, so you slide all the way back down, and you're like, yeah. All right, so there's only one pane left in that. I want to say triptych, but that means 3 panes. Quadric, Out of the 4 panels, 1 remains. Okay. What is Bonecrusher doing this round?
There is casting on the left and the right side.
Yep, just echoing from all over the place.
Okay, Crusher is gonna move up to. So that's there 1. How high are they?
They're around 10 feet off the ground, so Crusher can actually reach the bottom panes.
Okay, so yeah, I can get there. And how wide are they?
Like Crusher wide.
Oh, okay. So I can probably reach 2 if I center myself.
Yeah, if you want to
3.
start, well, yeah, point at which pane you're attacking. Right now, you're kind of standing in front of these
Do I
two.
hear where it's coming from when I'm this close?
Yeah, you hear casting. You hear definitely casting coming from this pane. The depiction of the old man holding the golden skull.
Okay, Crusher's going to flurry.
Just punching the glass. Oh, this is not glass. This is like, it's got the, until it cracks and breaks, it has the strength of steel and then some.
Okay.
Horrible magics must have been worked into their creation.
2. Okay. 2.
Oscar's thinking like, maybe these things could be.
God damn it, Crusher, you piece of garbage.
Collectors would pay for this. Yeah, they'd pay for this. you could run some crazy auction. Have a panel of stained glass from the Temple of Elemental Evil. Come on.
We're just gonna pick up all the
And it
bits.
starts.
Okay, the AC of the glass is 30, so you
Oh, I hit twice?
you hit twice.
Oh, nice. Oh, very nice.
Why are we breaking all the
doing it-
windows, guy?
I'm
He's
do- I'm
still
adding-
hiding, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm adding the dice because it applies only once.
Okay. You also spent time. Why does it only apply once for Crusher? Oh, it's part of your flurry. Okay.
Flurry.
Okay.
Now, is this
It's
thing
not bad.
taking cold and
Fire
cold?
or just cold? Yeah, it takes cold.
acid? Sorry, acid.
Yep.
Okay, so 46. Okay, 46, 46. Minus 12, right? 12 is the R.
Mm-hmm.
58 damage.
Okay, you manage to with both punches. It takes both punches, but you smash that bottom pane on the stained glass. You can still hear cackling. It's like you're not causing Nayuz any pain, pun intended. But it does feel kind of cathartic to beat up the temple a little bit. Right, who hasn't gone yet? Oskar, Ptolemy. I think Ptolemy's going to attempt to dispel another spell that comes in again. Like he's kind of standing there with his staff at the ready. Too bad he doesn't have dispel magic. He does
Well,
at second level, but he didn't make it his signature spell.
So we have to readdress how we're dealing with spell circles and spells, because it doesn't have +1 on it. But monsters get to cast at a higher level. So you can cast stuff at a higher level with apparently no effect. Because, like, demons have, like, 7 circle dispel magic.
Oh, you're saying that dispel magic should be
You should be able
heightenable.
to heighten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know if that it necessarily implies that everything is heightenable, just doesn't have a heighten effect. So if you signatured something, you could cast it on any slot even if it doesn't have a heighten. That might be what's implied.
Signature is yeah, it says attempt to counteract check with the spell, and there's no heighten beside it.
You know what I mean? So
458.
I think our guess at what they intended doesn't line up with how the rest of the system works.
Yeah.
Learning new things even at 17th level. Because before it was easiest just to go and kill a guy, but now there's no guy to kill.
Oh, it's the creature's level. It's not the level of the spell.
Well, it depends on the effect. So if it's a spell, then it's the level of the spell. If they cast a spell at you, if they use a power at you that doesn't have a spell level. So if it's a spell, then they say use a spell. If it's just a power, then it's the character's level, a creature level divided by 2, rounded up.
Yeah, and those are like that's basically the level. It's not the level of the spell, as in like 1st through 10th.
Yeah, it's 1st through 10th. That's what the under counteract. It says the counteract level is, and then it's the formula for divide by 2. It's divide by 2 round up instead of divide by 2 round down.
What you can counteract depends on the check result and the target's level.
Right, and it's their counteract level. If you go to the deck, like up and to the right, it continues. The entry continues.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't say spell level in here though. It's levels of creature.
What are you looking at? Sorry.
Page 458. Anyways, we're not going to dissect it now. Tom,
Yeah.
it is level of the spell, or sorry, level of the creature. It actually says your counteract level. But anyways, this is fucking confusing, Paizo.
First paragraph, page 459, middle of it. Okay, talks about what your counteract level is. Anyways, it's okay. If an effect is a spell, its spell level is counteract level. Otherwise, it's half your level round up.
Yeah, and all those things are the target's level, not the spell level.
We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Oh,
Half level round
its
up.
level is the counteract level.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
It took a second to read. Also, I've been going through this kind of crap all week.
I just added 1 to everything.
Okay, and then so there's no way for you to.
So if you don't have a way to heighten your dispel, there's no way to dispel without having the exact.
Yeah, so
spell.
Ptolemy's basically pissing in the wind right now with his staff. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because for him to heighten a spell, which wasn't marked as heightenable, he had to make it a signature spell. Otherwise, he's always stuck with 2nd level dispels, both in his staff and outside. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Unless there's a power that says you could use a higher level spell to do counteract, like maybe that's a wizard power or a feat or something.
There are a couple of counteracts.
Okay. All right. So Ptolemy's pissing in the wind, and then Oskar, what was your action this turn?
He's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. He's going to sneak himself. Around the room. He's thinking that there's got to be a something.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear the 2 panels where the spellcasting is coming out of. The one that Crusher is crushing, but also it's coming out of this particular depiction of Iuz, who's slaying some dead guy with a sword.
Oh, there's another one.
Where's that particular panel in the game space?
Kind of like here.
Oskar, you shouldn't be so well hidden. Okay.
Okay. It is now Darian's turn. Darian, all these kind of like interlocking squares kind of filled up all around you. You couldn't see your companions at the temple or anything there. They all kind of like stuck towards you. There was this shifting as they all twisted like tumblers in a lock, and then a flash, and you're in this weird gray tiled corridor. It's about as thick as you are wide, and there are 4 ways to go, and you can see some of the hallways twist and turn, and you realize very quickly that you're in some sort of maze.
Yeah. Straight ahead.
Okay, so you are starting to navigate said maze. Are you attempting to try to get out of the maze, or to find the end of it?
Yes.
Okay. So now you get to roll a survival check or a perception check against the DC of the spell.
Oh, crap. We'll go with perception. Well, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I need a 20 regardless. Nope.
What's the total?
14. So critical fail. If
Yeah,
that's the thing with this.
Wait. Yeah, what's your add bonus to that?
Perception or survival on top of the 14?
Yeah, 38. DC 48.
Yep. Okay, so you critical fail. The target makes no progress towards the escape, and if it was on the right path, it is no longer. So you
We're on
are
the right path to start with.
so you are just basically wandering. Call it wandering.
Don't worry, Darian can think his way out of this problem.
Gonna have to cut down these walls.
Oh yeah.
Okay. One of the 3 panels is going to use the sustain spell action, while the other 2 start gibbering away new spells.
Wait, you're saying like a new set of pains? Like a new set of...
Nope, just like there's all sorts of babbling and spellcasting and
So, I guess... That's fine.
Alright, who's doing the most damage to these pains? Krieger killed 1, Crusher killed 1, Shadow killed 2. Let's get rid of Shadow.
You know those dump stats?
You know when you were complaining when you were leveling up you didn't have any ability scores to put points into? Because why would you ever need a mental ability score?
You notice that the stained glass window that Crusher is trying to smack open raises the skull like in a 2-dimensional way, and this black beam goes shooting from the middle of the skull into the room. And Ayuz, the Demon Lord, is trying to Finger of Death Shadow.
Oh no.
He is using an 8th circle to do this, so that is 80 negative damage. And you need to make a Fortitude save DC 48.
Okay.
On the bright side, I think you can survive a critical fail.
Yeah, I'll be
Take
fine.
it, take all of it.
Is this thing undead?
No.
Wait, no, that's Crusher. Oh, that's a problem.
This thing's kind of saying, "Feed the skull."
So 29. 43.
Okay, that's a fail. You take 80 points of negative damage. This does not reduce you below 0 hit points. You don't die instantly.
No.
You also didn't critical fail, which most of the party would have done. All right. Yeah, that is Ayu's casting. At this point, I think we need to roll initiative because there are others that are coming up the stairs in the center.
Okay.
Oh, let's fucking do
I
this.
was over here thinking to myself, should I do the cool guy thing and meteor swarm all the walls?
Now we know to wait.
Now we know to wait. We meteor swarm the stairs.
Okay.
So they made meteor swarm cooler. You can send the meteors in any direction. They don't have to be in a cluster anymore.
Like sideways.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's just like fucking
Or like a big tall monster, send them upwards. Right in the ground.
The problem with casting those spells is you have to be black, and the black is kind of a squishy weakling compared to the other two.
Okay, Prince Thrommel in shiny armor, although not as shiny as Darian's, and his sword is not the Answerer, comes flying out of the chamber. Where's the infidel? Lord Byrne, you notice him kind of rubbing his temples, and he actually like puts his staff down and he thunders it into the ground, and there's this resounding kind of magical thud. as he's cast a shield spell, and those who have see invisibility see a wizard flying out of the back side of the room, fluttering red robes. He looks kind of pissed off, and he's looking around, and he also raises a shield spell at the end of his turn.
Shadow's wondering, should I kill these assholes?
There's 3 of them.
So Prince Thrommel, Lord Mayor Burn,
Incapacitate them. We will sort it out later.
and Lazarus. All right.
A waste of arrows.
It's funny when we're in combat, we're stuck as like one voice because it's actions to shift. In fact, that's part of the reason why the black doesn't come out as much. He's afraid of dying.
Yeah, you don't know what happens if you die, and what happens to the forms. Like, does all the Alkers die, or just that aspect die, or what the fuck?
You had to run away for a minute there. We were laughing about like, if you smoke the black one, what happens? Don't worry, eventually we'll get into the taunting mood with Darian.
Are they our enemies, says Ptolemy?
The fuck would I know?
They cannot be trusted at this point. Do not kill them, simply incapacitate them.
Okay, Krieger, you're just animal instinct and the warrior's instinct that Odin taught you kicks in, and you are first in this madness somehow. You're still technically kind of half climbing the wall, and like you could just basically go and smash that last piece, or you can hop down and go running.
Prince Thrommel.
Prince Thrommel is flying. He's about 10 feet off the ground. And he's yelling something about some upstart. Some upstart thief.
Okay, so
And Lord,
ain't nowhere around here.
and Lord Byrne is actually in the mental realm with Bone Crusher and with Alkur. Alkur? Bone Crusher, is that you?
What happened to you? Why did you drink? Why did you take the fungus?
He forced me to drink some foul liquid, and now I am confronted with the horrible abomination that has haunted my dreams for a very long time.
Prince did this?
No, Ius did, and he points at the gold wedge that is coming into the mental realm. He is coming in his own way. He is coming. We must destroy, and he actually says out loud, but also in his mind, we must destroy the bond so that we may truly kill that creature.
You have been overcome. You should take rest. We will finish this fight.
Where is he? Prince Thrommel is unhinged.
He's got a problem.
He's got a problem.
Darian's gonna have to raise his voice to him, I think.
Krieger, what are you doing?
Krieger's smashing windows.
Going up and okay, AC 30 against the last pane.
Alright. So don't roll a 1.
Of this particular depiction of Ius the demon. Critical hit, you send the shards of the
I was wrong. He doesn't automatically do 60. He does 50 plus 60, 12 plus 1d6.
So if you roll all
statistically speaking.
what how many D what's
60, 12. So 39 plus 50.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so you smash the panel. A raining glass all around you. So basically you needed a climb move to get up to the panel. You smashed. You've got an action left.
Is there any more panels?
There's one beside you of a weird air
It's coming down.
Okay, so
Oscar's fighting his tongue right now.
from his super secret hiding spot.
This is the super secret hiding spot. What did it do to you?
All right, so you strike at one of the panels. AC 30 is a normal hit.
All right, so does it take fire damage by